Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dig into some market insights.
Awesome. Well, today we're focusing on the Singapore Stock Exchange. Got 4 companies on our radar that have been making some headlines. Think it'll be pretty interesting to see what's driving these moves.
Yeah, and I think it'll be particularly relevant for any of our listeners who are, interested in maybe getting a little more insight into the Singaporean economy.
Exactly. So kicking things off with Singapore Airlines. They just released their October passenger traffic numbers,
Right.
and things are looking up, like way up. We're talking a 7.4% increase year on year.
That's a healthy jump. Definitely suggests that, the travel rebound is in full swing.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Their stock was already up even before those numbers came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Closed up 1.1% at $6.33 on Friday. What do you make of that?
Well, it seems like investors were already anticipating a strong performance, right? Kind of baking that positive news into the stock price ahead of time.
Yeah. So they're betting on SIA's continued recovery. But I mean, how long can that upward trend really last?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, you got to factor in like fuel prices, global economic conditions.
Right. Always a few wild cards when it comes to airlines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's switch gears over to ST Engineering. Their Q3 report just dropped, and it's looking pretty good.
Strong numbers.
Strong is an understatement. 14% revenue increase, hitting a cool $2.8 billion. And for investors who love those dividends.
Ah, the steady income crew.
Exactly. ST Engineering is maintaining their dividend at C004 cents per share.
Nice. That kind of consistency definitely appeals to a certain type of investor.
For sure. But I'm kind of curious about their portfolio. It's super diverse. Aerospace, electronics, you name it.
Ah, you're thinking about the classic jack-of-all-trades dilemma.
Exactly. Does
Yeah.
spreading themselves so thin actually hinder them from really dominating any one sector?
It's a valid point. I mean, it's a trade-off, right? A broad portfolio offers stability, but it can also limit a company's ability to truly excel in specific areas. Definitely something to consider, for sure.
Okay, onto something a bit more concrete, literally. Frasers Property.
Uh-huh.
They've partnered up with Sekisui House to redevelop Robertson Walk.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Prime location, 348 residential units, mixed-use development. Sounds pretty swanky.
Sounds ambitious. Big plans for that area.
Totally. But here's the thing. Their stock ended the week flat at $200.92. Why do you think that is, with such a major project in the works?
Well, for one thing, this project won't be operational until, May 31, 2025.
Ah, so maybe investors are hesitant about that long timeline.
Possibly. Or maybe they have concerns about the broader property market outlook.
Good points. It's a reminder that big, splashy projects don't always translate to immediate stock gains. All right, last but not least, let's talk about CSE Global. They're in the digital transformation space and just reported a pretty impressive 15.4% revenue jump.
Wow, so they're riding that digital wave, huh?
Seems like it. Hit $213.9 million in revenue, and all their business segments contributed.
That's great to hear, a sign of broad-based strength.
Yeah. But there's a little hiccup.
Oh.
Their order book actually dipped slightly down, 0.7%, to $633.6 million.
A slight dip, but interesting. So while their current projects are doing well, maybe there's a slowdown in new business coming in.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. Could be a temporary blip, or maybe it's a sign of things to come.
I think this highlights the importance of, looking beyond just the top-line figures, digging into the details, understanding the specific sector CSE Global operates in. That's where you get the real insights.
Absolutely. Okay, so today we've covered 4 very different companies, each with their own story to tell. SIA, riding the travel resurgence, ST Engineering offering stability, Frasers Property making a long-term play, and CSE Global navigating the digital landscape.
And I think the key takeaway here for anyone listening is that even when it seems like the news is straightforward, there are always layers to unpack.
Totally. Don't just skim the headlines, folks.
Right. Dive deeper. Do your research. Consider the long-term implications. That's how you become a truly informed investor.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Keep learning, stay curious, and as always, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.